We just scored a touchdown. Sorry.
Welcome to a special episode of the Amateur Hour. It's Sunday. It's the late slate. Probably the best late slate of football games we've had in a while. I think like four of the five games are all playoff contending teams. So there's good football on right now. We got Mike and Jenna all the way from Minneapolis, Packers fans joining us. Guys, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, we've been busy, I guess. So yesterday morning, we woke up and went skiing in Mankato, Minnesota.
Oh, I've been
Um,
there.
Mount Cato?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You went to high
yeah.
It was,
school. Yep.
I think maybe a third of the runs were open.
No, yeah, they had like 4 or 5 runs open. We did all of them three
Mhm.
times. An hour and a half later, we're like, "You ready to go?" We're like, "Yeah." So we went to We drove out to home on the way. There's a small town called St. Peter, Minnesota, and we just like walked, did some shops and stuff, and then there's a brewery in town. So we walk into the brewery, and there, I kid you not, are 15 tuba players lined up along the back wall in Christmas sweaters, and we walked into a very tuba Christmas,
Oh, that's awesome.
and they're playing all these Christmas songs on tubas, and like people are singing along, and we're like, this is great, but like also it was loud, and we had a
Mhm.
drink, and we're like, okay, let's
So a drink and a show.
yeah,
Gonna
drinking a
Nope.
show. But I think we were both kind of ready. There was also like a dog behind us. It was like people brought their dogs in, and like these dogs were barking the whole time, and like so we were overstimulated. So then we came home,
Mhm.
hung out, and then met some friends out last night for drinks, and yeah. And then today it's been lazy Sunday, watching football, doing errands.
Best
What
way
about you
to
guys?
uh had some of the high school dinks up from Madison and Fond du Lac and just spent an hour at the casino and then played like Switch all night, watched movies.
Mhm.
So nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Not as good as the tuba Christmas, but we take it. We take
It's
what we can get. And was there
It
a cover
wasn't. It's
charge?
not all cracked up to
Yeah,
be.
Jen, I'll send you a little video.
Okay, good. Was there a cover charge?
No,
No.
oh, this is
Oh,
middle of
that's
nowhere, Minnesota.
excellent.
There's no cover charge.
Have you guys gotten a chance to watch any the noon games are sucked ass today?
Yeah, we watched a little bit of the Chiefs game, like the second half of that, which like was kind of interesting, right? The Chiefs still, I don't think they topped 30 points again, but they still
21
won.
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I saw a thing. It was like there's 5 teams this season who have not topped 30 points, and it was like the 3-10 Jets, the 3-10 Jacksonville Jaguars, the 2-11 Giants, and then the 2-11, is it the Patriots or something, and then also the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's like the 12-1, 13-1 now Kansas City
Mhm.
Chiefs. So it's like somehow they're getting it done, and they got a lot of turnovers today.
Uh, Big news on that. I think Mahomes was a little gimpy at the end there, right? He
He,
got
he,
Yeah.
he was subbed
Yeah,
out.
he
Yeah,
rolled.
got
Carson Wentz
injured.
came in, so he hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
Mahomes hurt his ankle, and
Did you
so
see him go like when it happened? His like whole his head was this way and his like legs were
Jenna,
the
you're
other
really
way.
quiet. It's hard to hear you. I don't
Oh,
know.
this happens to us. Michael will continue the show, and I'm gonna get us some headphones.
Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
better. But yeah,
So
I think Jenna was saying he got bent the two
yeah,
ways.
he got rolled
Yeah,
up on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then I just watched like the red zone ending. So like I saw the end of the Jets game, and like
Yep.
I was
The
Shitty
hopeful.
Commanders and the
Saints.
Saints.
Saints. That was a good ending. Like that
That
was kind
was
of exciting,
that was exciting. I
Yeah.
was hoping the Saints could pull it off,
Yeah,
but
me too.
Mike,
I think
since we
that would
got
have
you
helped
on,
with
can you tell us what your how did your dynasty team end up this year?
I have 2 leagues. Both of them, I was like the first team out of the playoffs.
So
So
it's
like
rebuilding.
just like middle of the pack
Yeah, it's a
definition. Like
rebuild year.
yeah, the dynasty was yeah, I won the last week, and I could have made the playoffs if like one other team would have lost, but he didn't. He won. But yeah, if he would have lost, then I would have had him on tiebreaker for points scored or whatever. But he won, and so yeah, so I don't know, not great for dynasty. And then same thing, the other one for
Re,
redraft was
redo.
not great.
Now the
But Jen
dynasty,
will,
do you have rookie picks?
yeah, I've got all 4 my rookie picks still, and actually I think I have 5 rookie picks, 2 in the second round.
Nice.
Jenna's fantasy football
Yes,
team.
that's what we wanted to hear about. And then Carla's got to share about hers.
Yeah.
Maybe Karla should go first while I
Yeah.
untangle this.
So I did get the first seed, so I was the top team, I guess you could say. So I'm on a bye this week, and then I'll probably likely play John next week for the semifinals because I think you're gonna win in that league. So yeah, it's exciting. My players are doing really good this week, which is kind of annoying because I'm like not gonna score that much next week, I feel like. But it's fine.
Star players, Brock Bowers. Uh,
Well, James Cook just scored a touchdown. I think CeeDee Lamb scored
CeeDee
like
Lamb.
20 points. Yeah.
And Brock Bowers is a great ninth round pick
Yeah, he was a good pick.
for the tight end. And she also picked up Jonnu Smith, which is that tight end for the Dolphins, who just has like the past 6 weeks is scoring like 20 points a game. So
Yep.
quite the season. You've done well like on the free agency wire, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's fun when you're winning. Weeks I was losing were not fun.
And it's your first year, right, Karla?
Yeah, my first year, so
awesome. Well, it's my first year too, and I'm also in first place. Got the bye.
Good.
And it's boring though. Like I hate to like rub it into people, but I'm like, I'm bored this week. And my team is also doing well. I also have James Cook.
Who's your best receiver?
Malik Neighbors.
Oh, damn. You had a nice game
today. He had a
today.
good game today, yeah.
Yeah. Kittle at Puka Nacua at 17 points.
Oh man, God, yeah, you got good receivers. Young men too.
Yeah. Young men. I get annoyed with Chuba Hubbard though. Chuba like will do really well one week and then the next week he won't. And I feel like every time I bench him, he plays well, and every time he doesn't, I play him, and I'm like, my goodness.
They've had the Panthers have had an up and down season. You don't know who's gonna, they could play well and lose, or they just sometimes just get stuffed and need to be throwing the ball the whole game. So.
Yeah, I think the Panthers were favored by it for the first time this year, and then they just
got blown out.
Ass, and they played great the past like 3 weeks. So
yeah,
NFL is hard to predict.
That it is.
I'll say that.
I don't know what to do about this.
I can try to find other ones.
Michael's gonna find new headphones.
But Jenna also has thoughts about the Heisman situation.
Oh yeah, talk about it. I didn't follow it much. I saw
a defensive player, wasn't it? That got it.
He plays both.
Oh,
he plays defense and offense. Travis Hunter,
which is extremely cool. And
did you like that running back from Boise State?
I mean, come on. This is the first year that they're like good in like several years, and it's literally because of him.
Yep.
And he we've watched a few games, and it's like just impressive. He just looks like an NFL running back already. Like obviously it's just easier, right? He's not playing against as good of defenses, but like the way he just like makes sure he always gets 1 or 2 more yards is like wild. He's so athletic. And Michael and I feel like the only reason he didn't get it was because he's like goes to Boise State and he stayed at Boise State. All the other candidates have like transferred 1 or 2 times different schools, which is probably good in the long run for their careers and like NIL deals. But like he stuck it out. He's from Florida. Going all the way to Boise is crazy. And then like he stuck it out. And then now he just
oh well.
Ashton
Genty was I didn't know I wasn't
Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter completely robbed him. Like it's not fair. Colorado has like 11 nationally broadcast games. Boise State has 4, and the media is voting from all over the country. And it's like nobody had a chance to even see him, right? Like you watch him play against Oregon, that's great, and he played great, and that's the only game that we lost. And like the thing is, he put up those numbers when teams sold out to do everything they could to stop him.
Like they were loading the box. They weren't doing anything.
They were putting 8 or 9 people in the box every play regardless. Yeah. And, they're handing it off to him on 3rd and 12, and he's getting the 12 yards.
Oh, there we go.
He averages 7.9 yards a carry. Yeah. So it's stupid. I don't think Hunter did anything that special. Like, yeah, someone, so a coach let him play the whole time. I don't know. Like, snap count is not a stat. That's not a stat.
Yeah,
Number of snaps in a game is not a stat.
yeah, that's true.
So,
Welcome Finn on the podcast. Thanks for being here.
oh yeah,
Special guest.
There we
Oh,
go. There he
Happy
is. Merry Christmas, Finn, right
Yeah.
with the Christmas tree. Yeah, yeah, you wonder too, right? Is it because Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes are just a popular team? Like,
yeah, and he advocated for him, and he did, like it's so I don't know. It's a
yeah.
bummer, but honestly, I think it might be kind of good. Like, it's going to put a fire under Boise State and under Ashton Genty to just go off in the playoffs because they're going to likely play. They play the winner of SMU Penn State. So Penn State
Oh,
SMU plays next weekend.
and it would
So
be at Boise State.
no,
No.
So it at Penn State for the first round, but then they play in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, and it is, I want to say,
So only the first round is at college campuses?
Glendale, Arizona, I think is where it is. This is
Really old.
the sweatshirt from 2007 when Zabransky let us down and we beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. So
So you're back. You're back at the Tostito Fiesta Bowl.
well, no, we got to represent. People call us fair weather fans. I wear that shit out. Like, I wore that shirt last night to the bars, and
Nice.
people were like, "Oh, are you, you like that Genty guy?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." Like, it's like, "Oh yeah." Like, I was like, "No, but my wife went there. She's a grad, okay? She worked for them too." So,
No, you guys are true and blue, and they're Broncos. Is that the mascot?
Yeah.
oh, Boise State Broncos. Sorry to derail everything on the Heisman thing, but we can get back to the NFL.
No, it's not like we're talking about golf or
No, it's applicable. It's applicable, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like I said.
And in the end, he's gonna get a really great pick. And I think, like
he'll be a first
he'll
round.
be just fine, but it's just this happens to like all the small Midwest outer teams as well. And so it's just like another X, like, okay, cool. Just get me shafted again. But it's okay. He'll be fine in life.
Yeah, no, you guys, that's going to be the team you're cheering for in the football playoffs, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll probably cheer for them because they're a
Boise?
smaller school. Like,
Mhm.
I don't really give a shit if Ohio State would win another one or Oregon
Right.
or like.
Yeah.
I always I'll probably cheer for SMU, like those smaller schools. It's exciting for them to be involved for once.
Yeah.
And
So,
admissions are down, so like this could only help.
Yeah.
Just a little plug for
it's
my
crazy.
school.
It is demented,
Yeah.
but kids will go to school because they're good at football,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
stupid, but that's a different topic to cover.
Yeah.
Do you guys, let's talk about that Packers Seahawks game, and then Monday night, not supposed to be a good game. Maybe it will be as the Bears Vikings, so another division game.
I think both games are going to be great games. I mean, this is talking about the Packer game first. Like, this game has huge implications for the Packers, right? Like, we're playing the Seahawks. If things were to end right now, we would be going to Seattle for the playoffs if the season ended today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
This is a big deal. Like, if we win, like, I mean, in theory, we could also be tied for a wild card with Seattle down the road too, and so winning here would help with the tiebreaker, and so. But losing here could also, I mean, we still have to clinch that playoff spot.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you want to be. I think the 7th seed is a kind of a scary spot to be because you're either catching the Eagles or
the Lions. Right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's a big deal to get the 6th wild card seed, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go in and play in Philadelphia.
Well, we already lost to Philadelphia week 1.
Right.
Granted, it was in Brazil, but
yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Like, keys to the game for the Packers? Obviously you have Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jenna, so he's fabulous. That's going to be tough to shut down.
Yeah, I feel like offensive wise, I do feel like Love has gotten away with some stupid passes, just like by like, oh, someone was offside and like it was barely offside, or like, and I just feel like he's gotten lucky with like interceptions that then were called back. And so I feel like he needs to just be like more on his game than he has been. Like, I mean, obviously he's been doing fine, but like if we actually want to like move the needle and like get that sixth spot, I think he has to just be like a little bit more on and not do like stupid passes
Yeah.
because they
I
look
think
cool.
I think he's been better the second half of the season, though. I think after the bye week, he's definitely got healthier, and I feel like our receivers are dropping a lot of passes too, which definitely doesn't help morale. Or
Yeah.
like Christian Watson was going down the field and fumbles it last week, when we
Yeah, that was
finally
tough.
got a first down. It was so like stuff like that. I feel like Love's definitely gotten better, and I think it does make the big difference when he's playing better. I just feel like the offense as a whole like moves better as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
But
big,
definitely the first half of the season, he was making really stupid
bad,
decisions. But I
bad,
think he
bad,
couldn't
bad.
get out of the pocket. I think, he didn't want to take a sack and then would just end up throwing it up for like a stupid pick six or interception or something
Yeah.
like that. So I think his decision making's gotten better, but hopefully still improves.
Yeah.
And I think the O-line wasn't super healthy either. Like they were, and now
Mhm.
they're tightening it up a little bit
Yeah.
more, which is nice, giving him more time to not make
Yeah.
stupid passes.
It is fun to watch the Packers because for once they have a really good run game, and that was
Hmm.
never the case. I felt like under Rodgers even. So you're right. If Jordan Love starts playing like peak Jordan Love last year during Toyotathon, if he can ramp up to that, and then your running game is really good, look out. I mean, we could
Yeah.
win a couple in the playoffs. I'm not expecting to go to the Super Bowl or anything, but I mean, it's the worst to lose in the playoffs, but if you lose a close game.
Michael's always
I think we can make it. Like you said, you just got to get hot.
never
I
You got to
think
get hot at the end of the season,
Right.
right?
I
It's all
think we
about
could make it. I just don't have
yeah.
the expectation, like, oh yeah, we definitely will. Like I feel like Lions and Eagles are having those expectations, or the Bills, but like I'm not. I want to be surprised if we did.
Yeah, I mean, right? The Lions are best team in the NFC, and we lost on a last-second field goal to them.
And they
Hmm.
converted 4 out of 5 fourth downs. If they miss one of those, we Packers might win the game, right?
Yeah, it's close. We're there. We're right
Right.
there.
It's
Right.
about it's a
Like
bounce of a ball,
Yeah.
like you're saying, play smart. Don't turn over the ball.
Yes.
And have you heard is Jair Alexander going to be playing? He's out.
No.
He's out.
So that's going to be tough. That's
They don't
tough.
have Kenneth Walker though.
Yeah, but their Charbonnet is actually pretty good. Like the
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
him.
he's a good
They're both on
backup.
my fantasy team, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
yeah. But like you were saying about Smith and Jigba and DK Metcalf, like those are hard guys to guard,
They
and
are.
so
Mhm.
They
you
are.
need your corners to be
Hmm.
on point. And
I
so
don't know
that
who
they
the F is
I
gonna
feel
have
like our
DK.
corners and our safeties just keep getting hurt, or like they're just not playing up to where they should be.
Yeah.
Like our run
yeah.
defense is really good, but when they pass it, I always get really nervous.
And I don't know who's gonna cover DK. Like who's probably Jair? Is that the next best?
Well, no, you just said Jair's out.
Or not
Yeah,
Jair, Keyshawn, I mean. Is
Yeah,
Keyshawn the next
probably.
best?
I don't
I feel like
know. I
he's a
mean,
good
yeah,
spot.
it'll be. I don't know who you put on. He's huge too. Yeah. It's tough.
Zane
And so
Anderson, is that the backup
I don't
I
know.
corner?
don't think
That
he
doesn't
should
even
be
sound.
covering him.
Because
I
Bullard's out too. Was he a corner or a
He was
safety?
a safety. I thought he was a rookie that they drafted this year. Javon Bullard.
But well, he's out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And then I know
mm,
but Evan Williams is in
Hmm.
and Edgar and Cooper,
Yep.
who has had a really nice rookie year. He's that
Hmm.
linebacker that they took from Texas.
yeah.
The big thing that the defense has been lacking, I felt like, is they cannot get to the quarterback pressure with just 4
Mm-mm.
people. They have
No.
to blitz with
Yeah.
like
Oh
8 people.
my.
You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I think
so
didn't Preston Smith have his first sack of the season last week
that's
or something
terrible.
like that?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So I agree. We need to be able to get pressure without blitzing.
Or at least make them dance around. You don't have to sack them, but when they have like 7 feet of
Yeah.
space around
Yeah.
them.
You don't need sacks. You need pressures. You force
Right.
them to make the mistakes and force them to, yeah. So
Mhm.
I agree. I think if we can do that, we'll be okay. It's just,
Because Gino,
Like,
that offensive line for the Seahawks is one of the worst in the league too. So
I didn't realize
One
You
of
that.
say
them.
that, and then we're not going to be able to
Yeah, I know.
pressure him or sack him at all. That's
Well,
always
no,
the
but that's
problem.
happened. We played some not great offensive lines and still have been struggling to get pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
What were you gonna say, Jenna?
I just feels like push this game, right? I mean, they're pushing every game, but like push this game, and it feels like we can do it the rest of rest of the time. I mean, what you said we play the Saints.
Yep. We'll play the
Saints,
Saints
Vikings,
next week.
Bears.
Yep. Vikings, Bears. So in theory, I mean, the Vikings is gonna be tough,
Yep.
but otherwise, I mean, there's 3 wins left on the table for us, and I mean, tonight's game's gonna be tough, but
Mhm.
okay. And also, just to go along with my delusion, man, there is a possibility of the Packers still winning the NFC North.
Oh,
So I haven't given up yet, but the Lions would have to
Delusion,
lose
but
out,
you are living in La La
which is
Land.
tough. But
Really
but think
never
about
know, though.
That's good to
wish you
keep
could
both
just
alive,
live
Mike.
in that
but look, the
delusion.
Lions are playing the Bills tonight, right? And they've been
Down
losing
by
the
a touchdown.
Yeah.
entire game.
Yep. Currently Bills are at like the 2 yard line, so they could go up by the 1 yard line. They
Yeah,
could go up by
Lions
2
defense
touchdowns.
does not look good against the Bills.
I will say, Michael said the Vikings like could be a tough game, which it could be, but like being a lifelong Minnesotan, I just know they're gonna shit the bed at some
At
point.
the end of the
Are
season.
you a Vikings fan at all, Jenna? Like when they don't play the Packers or no?
And it was fun when they were good and the Packers were out like a few years ago in the playoffs. Like it's just
Mhm.
fun to see like the city come alive, but like
Right.
no one's super passionate about the Vikings in the cities. And now I'm gonna get haters, but like it's not like a phenomenon, right? Like
It's not like Green Bay where everybody's wearing green and gold on Sunday.
Yeah.
People don't.
it's just not a thing. So then like
You're too
when they
big, you gotta
are,
get smaller.
yeah. when it like when they're good, like the energy is fun to see in the city, but I was never a Vikings fan. Didn't really grow up around football that much. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's good. So it was an easy transition to become a
Yeah.
Packer fan now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably name this episode Packers preview and then something about a circle jerk about the Packers.
Well, we can
Dave
talk
will be-
about
Because
the
when we
Bears
talk with
Vikings
Dave,
game.
Dave's like, doesn't like the Packers, which is ironic because he's from Wisconsin. But so I feel like you guys focus on more other teams.
for Dave's
Well, so
well-being.
speaking of Dave and his Bears, they play tomorrow night against the Vikings, and I do think that's going to be an exciting game, right? This is the Bears Super Bowl. Their last couple division games. This is prime time Monday night. Everyone's watching, and they almost beat the Vikings last time. Like
Yeah.
week 12, it was another 3-point game. I think it's like, it comes down to the wire. The Vikings almost let the Bears back in it, and so
But they did not look good against the 49ers at all. Like it was
yeah.
really bad.
New coach, or they're going with this interim head
The interim
coach.
coach,
But I
yeah.
agree, Mike. I think you gotta like, especially if you're the Packers, that last game of the season, you gotta respect the Bears because they're still
Mhm.
professional athletes. You
Oh,
can't think
We
yeah.
almost lost to them. Like if that, field goal
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah, no,
blocked.
yeah, it's they're close, right? Their season, it's frustrating, right? Are they a three
a lot
win?
of one-score losses.
Yeah, a lot of field goal losses. Like
Mhm.
literally 3 points. Or the Hail Mary with the
Yeah,
Commanders
the Hail
game.
Mary, the
Yeah,
field
the
goal.
Hail
block.
Mary,
They're
that was
literally
bad.
they could have 5 more wins than they've got right now, just
Absolutely.
based on mismanagement by coaching staff or by like or not clocking the ball in the last like just there's they're that close, and
That
it makes me
Thanksgiving
nervous
game
for next
against the
year.
Lions.
Not taking a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
Yeah.
Well, and it wouldn't be Jenna coming on Amateur Hour and not bringing up women's soccer, so I have to. But there is like this crazy stat that when like mid-coach like changes happen, those teams like by like a 50% margin then turn their season around. Maybe don't like become a winning team, but they like have more wins because
right.
like this morale shift happens.
Mhm.
I don't know about football, but like that has to happen a little bit, right? Like there's like
Sometimes.
this fire.
Yeah,
It
not with the
does,
Jets.
but they used their bump when they promoted this guy from offensive line coach to offensive
That's right. That's right.
coordinator.
Yeah,
You
because
don't
they
you don't get
started doing a lot better on offense when he became
exactly,
coordinator.
but you don't
Yeah.
get that bump twice because you move one guy 2 spots. It's just you can only get the
World
morale
needs to be in
once.
balance somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
last year it happened with the Raiders. It hasn't been as good for like the Jets did it, and then they won or lost like the next 6. They got a nice win today. So Aaron's probably feeling good. 4 and
I mean,
10.
Devontae Adams had like three
Yeah, he had a
touchdowns
really
and
good catch
250
too.
yards and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is the Jaguars, so it's like how happy can you be and how excited are you to beat the Jaguars in like the shittiest
Well, when
game?
you only have 3 wins, you know,
I
you're
guess
Hey,
it's
happy to
hey,
be
hey,
good.
they took Mac Jones to town,
Yeah,
okay?
it's like it's not even their starting quarterback of the Jaguars either. That's what's sad about it.
And they go down to the wire to
Yeah,
and the Jaguars let them score a touchdown with a minute to go so that they get the ball back.
smart. Next level
Yeah,
thinking.
always let
No,
the
I
other.
mean it is smart, but then the Jaguars just didn't convert. But it's not like the Jets beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars let the Jets score
Yeah.
so that they wouldn't run the clock out on the 1 yard line and then score. So it's tough, but
Yeah, that's
it
hard.
also just kind of adds a little salt in the wounds to Jet fans. It's like, yeah, you won, but like they kind of let you win so that they'd have a chance to kind of come back.
I don't know what's going on, but the Bills and Lions game is stopped. There's like an injury.
Yeah, there was an injury. I think a Lions player, maybe.
Did you see
Yeah,
who it was?
the
No.
entire Lions team is on the field.
I have two Lions in fantasy, so I'm hoping it's not one of them.
I don't know.
We'll have to
The Lions play so like physical and aggressive, Like I feel like it's just I
my
mean, like their whole, has holes in it from it.
Well, yeah, but they're also their defense. That Branch guy. Did you see? He's talking. He's the one who's like laid all these hits on people that
on the
have.
knees.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I don't know.
But they're
They play
dirty
dirty.
hits. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like Tucker Kraft is like walking off the field, and Branch is like coming up to him, like taunting him after the game, and like because Kraft basically said that I've seen the hits that he's laid out on tight ends
Mhm.
and receivers in the middle of the field, and it speaks for itself. And he's like, I'll let the my on the field performance speak for that. And then he did super well in the game, but like they lose on a last second field goal, and Branch is like talking all this trash and like having his own teammates like hold him back, even though like Branch is like 5'10" and Kraft is like 6'6" and got a hundred
Kraft could
pounds
fuck
on
him
him.
up.
And like,
Was
He
that
went for Kraft's legs though, or one of the players did. Did you see that? And then that's when he like did that backflip to get back up because the Lions
yeah,
player started taunting Kraft, and then he did like this backflip, and then they like kind of just walked away because I think
yeah,
like
it's
yeah,
like
that was pretty cool actually.
yeah, they did.
So it looks like it was one of the receivers on the Lions they ran into each other.
Ooh,
Oh no, it was a cornerback. The Lions were on defense. But speaking of that, a lot of people don't know, but Dan Campbell was he was on the Saints team when that whole Bounty Gate happened, where they were paying players like 10 grand to
he was
injure.
on offense, right?
I don't know if he was on
Dan Campbell's tight end, I thought.
he was one of the coaches at the
Oh, he was a coach. Yeah, because
when
he
they
played
had
for
that
the
Bounty Gate
Lions.
scandal, and they were
Yeah.
like I think Brett Favre when he was at the Vikings, they were offering like 20 grand if you knocked him out of the game
Oh yeah.
to players. So
that's
you
shitty.
wonder if there's a little bit of like, oh yeah, hit him a little dirty, play a little dirty.
What he says, biting their kneecaps or whatever. He like said that during a
Oh, did
press
he?
conference. Like, yeah, when he became head
Yeah.
coach. So that's how he kind of runs his team, I feel like.
But they do win.
And have you seen like the memes that like relate Dan Campbell? Like they're saying like Dan Campbell's like Travis Kelce 20 years in the
Oh yeah.
future. And I'm like, that's so accurate.
Yeah.
Ooh, they just missed a 20-yard field
Yeah.
goal.
The Bills did.
Yeah,
That was bad.
Tyler Bass. That was a field goal or an extra point there, Mike?
field goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
He,
That's
Yeah.
he
tough.
biffed it.
That's tough.
Look at
That's gonna
this.
need a little
I
energy.
feel like that's a momentum changer for sure.
Oh,
Oh,
A little bit of
wow.
energy to the Lions.
That was a short field goal. That's like an extra point distance.
Mhm.
So playoff wise, if you guys had to pick right now, if I had made you pick a team to come out of the AFC that would be in the Super Bowl, who would you take out of the AFC?
I hope it's the Bills.
yeah.
Yeah. Or the
I,
Chiefs.
No, you
I
gotta
do
pick
feel
one.
like the Chiefs their luck may run out here. So I think Bills.
The injury with Mahomes, but
He always plays though. He always ends up.
I don't know. The ball just bounces the Chiefs' way, so probably the Chiefs, even though they don't win by that much at all or seem like they should be winning ever.
So you
They
take the
are
Chiefs?
winning. Yeah.
You guys both take the Bills?
I mean, I want to say the Ravens, but I think it's gonna be the Bills.
Okay, I'll take the Ravens. But that
Okay, I'll take the Chiefs.
okay, two Chiefs, Bills, Ravens. Um, I'm trying to think who else. Texans are kind of like Broncos have looked okay.
Yeah,
Chargers
that
could be good. I'm trying to think who the last one is. It'll come to me. What about NFC? You can't take the Packers.
Mike wanted to say the
Michael always will.
Who's
Um,
Eagles.
I think it's the
I'm gonna
Lions.
take the Lions.
definitely not the NFC South.
Bills, Lions.
Not going to be the Falcons
Uh,
or the Bucks.
No. Who's the other one we're missing?
I mean,
Oh, it's NFC West. Seahawks or Rams?
yeah, I don't think the Rams
think
put it
so.
together consistently enough. Like,
Mm-mm.
and then the Commanders will be in the playoffs, it looks like. So,
I will take the Eagles just because the Lions sometimes go back to doing Lions things.
and no nobody notice how nobody mentioned the Vikings here.
Yeah, I feel like though
I think they're respectable.
I just feel like people forget about them because they always seem to shoot themselves in the foot whenever they get
Yeah.
close to the playoffs or in the playoffs.
That is a great coach. I do want to give him credit because he went from Kirk Cousins to now Sam Darnold, and they've still been fabulous. Kirk has gone to Atlanta and looked like dog shit. So it's pretty
Oh.
obvious to me, at least, that Kevin O'Connell
Hmm.
is he the offensive coordinator? I don't know 100%.
No,
Kevin O'Connell's
he's
the head
the head
coach.
coach.
I know he is, but does he call the offensive plays like Matt LaFleur?
Oh.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Whatever he does, he's great at like inspiring his quarterbacks too. Like great.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Vikings sign Darnold to a year, another
I don't know what
year.
you do, man. I mean, he's played out of his mind. I don't
He's
know
played
how
really good.
I don't know how
He
you
had,
would move on from that. He's not even that old.
he had 5 touchdowns,
Yeah, I
like
didn't realize he's only like 27. He looks
Yeah.
like he's like almost 40.
so they drafted JJ McCarthy, who was a
Oh, yeah.
rookie, and the idea was for him to play behind
Michigan.
Sam Darnold, like just, go through be in the quarterback
Yeah.
room, like learn how to prepare for games. Then he gets injured in training camp, out for the season. So I don't even know if he's like in the building or at the games or at this, like,
He should be, I feel like.
yeah, but like he's not preparing to play because he can't play. So I don't know. It's just an interesting because it's not like I feel like he didn't get the true backup experience to like learn how to be a
Yeah.
That's
quarterback in the
true.
NFL either.
Because he's probably focused on rehabbing and
Yeah.
whatever other stuff goes wrong
Yeah,
with.
he's not traveling with the team. I would be shocked, like
Yeah.
so.
I
I don't know.
if it was me, I think I would
Ooh,
you sign Sam Darnold maybe to like a
Lions
2-year
just really
contract.
missed that field goal. Sorry. That was really bad.
But I think you sign Sam Darnold to a 2-year contract, and then you give JJ McCarthy more time. Like Love had 3 years under Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But the idea is to get a guy on a rookie contract that does well so that you don't have to pay everybody all this money.
Right.
But
Yeah.
also, maybe they just roll
Yeah.
with Daniel Jones next year.
Ooh.
Danny
Yeah.
Dimes,
Danny
boy,
Dimes makes his comeback. When these boys get out of New York, they start playing a lot
Yeah.
better.
that's right.
Geno
I mean,
Smith too. Geno
When they
Smith.
get on a better team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Geno was taken in the first round by the Jets and just got a terrible situation and then comes back at the Seahawks and
Hmm.
plays out of his mind, comeback player of the year 2 years ago. So you just got
Yeah.
to get out of New York. If you ever have a kid that is going to play in the NFL at quarterback, you just pray to God they don't have to go to the
Or the
Giants or the
Bears.
Jets or the Bears. Yeah. I mean, you feel bad for the fans a little bit, not a lot.
I mean, that's what they're saying. Like, Travis Hunter, Dion is talking about how Travis Hunter and
Go
Saunders
Giants.
they're going to refuse to play for the Giants
Yeah.
it's like, well, I don't know. How's
Did
that?
you do that?
Not really.
It's been done. It's been done. Eli
But people
Manning.
do. Eli Manning did it. He refused to
Yeah.
play for the Chargers.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe that's the silver lining for Ashton Jesse.
No, I don't want him going to the Giants either.
No, that's what I'm saying. If they have to,
Oh.
if they get called, then he gets called third or whatever.
But the
Earlier.
thing is, he might not get drafted in the top 5-10 because he's a running back, and running backs aren't valued in
They
the
get no
same.
respect. They get no respect.
Respect on his name. Number 2.
Yeah. You would think that as like Saquon and Derrick Henry have had the seasons they had, that the respect and value running backs get in the NFL would hopefully go back
And
up.
Josh Jacobs too. I feel
Yeah,
like
Josh
you
Jacobs.
can't
Yeah,
deny
Yeah.
what he's done for Green Bay, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was pissed about Aaron Jones because he's a wonderful man.
He doesn't stay healthy.
He's just 30, so it's tough. And we're 30.
Yeah.
And it's tough to like be running a football 300
He's
times.
also very small too. He's just like a small guy, you know, so like blocking and stuff too, and like getting hit. I feel like you just don't come back as well from that.
Right. You want to be a big boy,
Yeah,
like Derrick Henry.
sturdy. Yeah, or
Sturdy.
Saquon.
30.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope that I think Ashton, I don't know what he's projected. I should look that up quick. Do you guys have any thoughts on the Falcons Raiders game? Obviously, if the Falcons lose and the Packers win Sunday
I
night,
have no thoughts on that.
that'll
Falcons
be
are out.
the Packers will seal a playoff spot.
If the Falcons lose and we win.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
So
let's make that
I'm
happen.
nervous.
That's how I
I
feel
don't know.
about
I
it.
mean, the Raiders are.
that is a shit game.
I
That
don't
is a
know.
really bad game.
Aiden O'Connell, gotta love him, but he's not getting it done.
So right now they have Ashton Genty. This is Tankathon, going 12th overall to the Bengals.
I mean, that'd be great.
That'd be a
I mean,
great team to build.
that'd be
That'd be
great
good
for
for
him.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So it seems like he's like right around the Dolphins, Bengals, Cowboys, 49ers area, which would be I don't know if
Yeah.
he'd go to the 49ers, but potentially the Cowboys. But like that's
Any
gonna
of
be
those teams would be great.
those are good
If
teams.
I
not
could
considered-
see the Cowboys drafting him.
Yes, absolutely. I could actually
Saying-
see that.
Mm.
There's
Yeah.
a big pipeline between Boise State players and the Cowboys, actually, because a lot of the coaches have like flip-flopped, gone from Boise State to the Cowboys. So for like decades, there's this like pipeline between those two teams.
And weirdly, a lot of Dallas fans in Boise.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Any big Cowboys, like Boise State alums, like any star Cowboy players?
Oh yeah. But I'm blanking
Hang on,
on
here we go.
a lot of them. No, I'm blanking on a lot of them.
There's a-
Yeah.
I also didn't the most recent head coach, not this guy. He went to the Cowboys, didn't he?
The offensive coordinator. The former offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. That
Went to
young
Boise
guy.
State?
He was a Boise State player. So Leighton Vander Esch played
Sounds
for Boise State.
Is that a defensive player?
Yeah, he played for 6 seasons with the Cowboys, Pro Bowl player.
Nice.
Let's see. Doug Martin, running back. Actually, Darren Coolidge was the offensive lineman for the Packers. But yeah, I don't know. It seems to be a lot more of. Wait, did DeMarcus?
Oh, you've seen this guy that's like basic. He would literally had to do like a somersault in the Lions game right now.
I just saw
The
that. Yeah.
gymnastics.
Crazy.
We got about 60 seconds left.
Oh,
Send
Last
us out,
second.
John.
Last second thoughts.
Carla's gonna win pick'em overall, I
Oh.
think,
Whoa.
and her league. It's gonna be a
Wow.
good year for her. That's my thought.
Girl power.
Thanks, girl power. Jen will get second or this week for pick'em and then win her league too for
I'm winning
fantasy.
Pick'em this week. I'm
Girl
winning
power.
Pick'em this week. You heard it here first. I'm winning Pick'em. Packers are winning.
Packers are winning the division, he calls.
Moving all around.
All right, thank you guys. You guys have a good week. We'll hopefully do this again next season or in the playoffs.
I love the couples edition.
Yes.
Bye.
Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving.